Hello, my name is Emad Younis, and welcome to the vBrownbag Tech Talks here at VMworld EMEA. So my topic is more with less alternatives to home lab. Just a little bit about me. You can find me on Twitter at Emad_Younis. My blog is emadyounis.com, and just a few accolades. I'm also one of the vBrownbag hosts. So this topic started, I would say about 6 months ago. I was looking at my home lab and needed to get more resources. I currently have about 3 hosts and needed a fourth, and I started thinking, I have to invest in myself as far as learning, but at the same time, building a home lab is not cheap. So I kind of started weighing the pros and cons to, do I buy a new host, or do I seek other methods to add to my current environment? So I started listing out benefits to a home lab, and things like learning new technologies, getting better with the current technologies that you're familiar with, studying for certs. Definitely my home lab has definitely helped me get my VCPs, my VCAPs, things like that. So it's definitely beneficial for that. Testing things, scripting, things like that, breaking and fixing. That goes along with the scripting because I've definitely done my share of that. And anything else you can get creative with, home lab definitely is viable for that. So my home lab requirements were definitely something within my budget. So I wasn't looking to spend too much, but not too little, because I definitely want something that is going to last some time. I wanted something that's quiet. I don't need a server that sounds like a jet engine running. So I definitely wanted something that was very quiet and I could put in the corner. And also space. I don't have much space for my lab, so I wanted something that I can pretty much tuck away in a corner, and it's somewhat out of sight, out of mind. So the quiet and space kind of go hand in hand for me, right? But I also wanted something that would provide me performance, something that I can actually do some testing with and not get frustrated because it wasn't fast enough. So what I run today is currently about 2 shuttle boxes and a Mac Mini server. I got all that connected to a Synology, and to extend my home lab, what I did was I have an actual Windows desktop running about 32 gigs of memory, and I run VMware Workstation in there. And if I want to extend it even further, sometimes I have my MacBook Pro running Fusion, and I kind of interact with all that. So part of home labs is kind of the way you learn, right? That's definitely, I think, key to understanding what are your learning styles. There's those of us that learn by auditory, so listening, for example. So things like going to sessions and listening to podcasts, things like that are definitely examples of what can help you if you're a auditory learner. Visual learners, right? People that always have to, they basically watch, and that's how they learn. So basically a training video or YouTube or things like that. And then there's the hands-on learners, right? The guys that always have to be in the trenches, touching the deployment or whatnot. So I think it's key to understand what category you fall into. And you may not fall into just one. You can fall definitely into several. Myself, I think I fall into all 3. So I think it's key to figuring out what learning style fits best for you. Once you figure out your learning style, now it's your personal preference, right? So are you interpersonal, right? Do you learn better in groups? Or other people, or are you intrapersonal? Do you prefer just kind of being on your own? And in IT, there's a lot of introverts, right? So a lot of us kind of keep to ourselves and things like that. But there's things out there that I think help us come out of our shell. Things like for me, it was the vBrownbag, the vMugs, things like that have helped me kind of come out of my shell more and more and do things like I'm doing now, presenting. So some alternatives to home labs are online hosted labs. So VMware has the hands-on labs, and what I like about the hands-on labs are they're already deployed for you, so you don't have to worry about setting anything up. So that's a pro. The con is you didn't set it up, so you're not really familiar with what was set up or what it took to get that set up. But the other pro to it is there's also guides that go along with those labs. So you actually have instructions on how to set things up and go through those. Once you get comfortable with the hands-on lab and the hosting, you can actually go through it and start breaking things. There's nothing that says you actually have to follow those guides. Now the downside to breaking things is you may have to start over again, but that I think that's the fun of it, right? The other thing that I think is maybe a little bit of a downside with hosted labs are the fact that they're not up to date, right? So you may be running version, let's say you go up there and use a hands-on lab and it's using vSphere 6 and they released update 1, so you may not get to play around with the new features, but it's definitely a good start. Online communities and forums, I think, are a good place to ask questions and actually interact with the community and show your skill sets. There's also things like rewards. I'm not too keen on giving points and collecting prizes. I think you should go out there and do it more for your own merit, but whatever floats your boat. Local groups and meetups. VMUG is definitely a big player here. I got started just as a regular user and kind of worked my way up until I became one of the VMUG leaders in Houston, and now I help also with Silicon Valley. Another alternative is using something like Meetup.com, which gives you a variety of flavors. So if you're into other things like OpenStack or other technologies, you can find them there. I would definitely use mentors. Mentors are a good way of aspiring to the next level, whether it's career or learning a new technology. They're also good for bouncing ideas off, and they're also a good way to keep you in check. Sometimes you kind of get in that freak mode. Are you good enough? Are you, imposter syndrome, right? But they're also a good way to to keep yourself in check and know that you're on the right path. Social media and blogs. The interwebs are definitely full of lots and lots of materials, so use them to your advantage. But I like to think of them as tools. Things like Twitter, definitely a good way to interact with the great folks in the community. But at the same time, you have to realize that it's the internet. So anything that you post is out there and visible. So consider the consequences before posting something that you feel may be damaging to your career or to your personal brand. There's blogs. Definitely leverage those. I use RSS feeds, and usually maybe once or twice a week go through those and start reading a lot of great blog posts. They're starting to become hard to keep up with, but I definitely see a lot of benefits to using blogs. Vendor sites. Vendor sites are good for things like videos related to specific products. They have good documentation. The only downside to vendor sites is you're giving away your information. So if you're not comfortable with that, that may be a limiting factor, right? You're going to definitely get that phone call from that vendor. So if that's something you're not comfortable with, then you gotta either just go along with it or not do it. Online training. I can't stress things like Pluralsight enough. Being a vExpert, I get that yearly subscription for free, but they are reasonably priced. So I think around $50 a month, in my opinion. I would do it even if I wasn't a vExpert. A lot of good content out there, and what I like about it is you can actually download it, take it on the road if you travel. You can play it at different speeds, so you don't really have to just go through the the regular pace. You can fast forward, things like that. They're good for reviewing, so I've used them a lot. Simulators are a good way to learn various products. I've used simulators in the past for things like storage. A lot of storage vendors have them out there. A lot of software vendors have them out there. I've used them for things like scripting against, so that way I wouldn't affect my production environment when I was an admin. Another thing is Type 2 hypervisors, especially when using things like VMware Workstation or Fusion. For me, I use them a lot for testing and learning and spinning up even nested labs within my Windows box. Conferences like this, they can be overwhelming at times because there's so much going on, and every time I've actually come to any conference, especially VMworld, your experience will not be the same. I kind of compare it to maybe like a Disneyland or something like that. Every time you go, there's always a new experience. You meet new people, you have new interactions. So I definitely recommend them, but take them at your own pace. Public cloud. Some folks are fearful of public cloud due to maybe security or things like that, or it could be cost related. But public cloud are great for home lab alternatives. Things like Revelo are definitely something you should take a look at. I think Alistair Cook had a few sessions that incorporated Revelo, so check those out. So here are some examples, and these are primarily VMware examples on what you can find to home lab alternatives. So things like the hands-on labs, product walkthroughs, those are actually pretty cool. You can go through step-by-step on various products. They have instructor-led videos, as well as self-paced e-learning webinars, and if you don't catch them live, they're recorded. Using things like VMware Player, which is free, also vSphere Hypervisor, which is free, and leveraging your connections and networking through the vMug. Some third-party examples are the vBrownbag, which we're doing right now. Stephen Foskett has Tech Field Day, which has different classifications. So you have virtualization, storage, networking, things like that, so definitely check those out. Things like VirtualBox, parallels, alternatives to VMware Workstation or Fusion. There's, especially for DevOps and things like that, you have Code Academy, W3 Schools, Coding Bat, and Khan Academy is actually pretty cool, not just for adults, but kids as well. I'll give you a second. I see you want to take a picture. Yeah. And last but not least, some advice. Your career is in your hands. I always stress invest in your career. So don't look at it as I'm spending money and I'm not going to get ROI. Basically, the ROI is you're investing in yourself, your growth, your learning, your potential, getting certificates, increase in pay. All that stuff will come within time. So use it to your advantage, and it doesn't always have to be just I have to buy or have a home lab. You can use both avenues. So use multiple ways to get to where you need to be within your career, and also pay it forward. So doing things like presenting at vMugs, use the vBrownbag, and becoming mentors, I think are key. That's all I got. So thanks.